Hello and welcome to Red Flags, the podcast where we like to name our friends after fecal matter. Today we're talking about Winnie the Pooh from 2023 and Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. So
both of them.
Yeah. I would first like to ask, what the hell kind of name is Winnie the Pooh? It's like its name is Winnie, right?
Oh, your fecal matter joke. I get it.
Yeah. And then
I was just like, Pooh. You're a turd.
Yeah, it's like Margaret the Turd, or Blake.
I don't know.
I don't know. Did who created Winnie the Pooh?
Who created? Oh, I don't have that off the top of my head.
Who created Winnie the Pooh? A. Milne, and E.H. Shepard.
Those sound like some writer names.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I don't know what kind of Winnie the Pooh wouldn't be something I would jump to for a name.
No, I don't get it. Like, what's the Pooh? What the hell is the Pooh?
I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of stuffed bear.
Pooh Bear.
Yeah, they call him Pooh Bear.
Yeah. So 2023's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Dave, you said you watched just the first one?
Yep. I tried to watch the second one, but we were all kind of fighting for watching that one.
Yeah. It was better.
Because we only had one copy.
And what did you think of the first one? Was it pretty good?
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I can honestly say, well, let's get some ratings out of the way first.
Okay.
And then...
So are we going to do one rating for each movie, or are we going to do one rating for them both as a whole?
For each movie, just put the same date on the spreadsheet.
Okay.
For both of them. And then I'll get back to you on the rating for the second one, because I'll watch it tonight.
Cool.
It was just kind of difficult, only having one copy to spread between everybody. It just would,
Well, I hope that we don't ruin it for you for this discussion.
No.
Or set the bar too high.
No, it won't matter.
I hope not. Because it was good, it was better, but I didn't think it was like, it still wasn't that fantastic. I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, I'll kick this off. As far as the first movie goes, I actually am going to set it at a 7 to start.
Really? For the first movie?
Yep, above average. It was entertaining. I liked the concept of, the only thing that kind of bothered Al a little bit more than it bothered me was the rubber mask thing.
Yeah.
But
bothered
me.
But at the same time, though, when you actually look at the budget for the first movie, the budget was only $100,000.
Yeah.
So that kind of made it a lot more excusable for us. Anyways, I don't know about you guys, but, the rubber mask thing, to be able to make this movie at the quality that they did for $100,000, that kind of said something.
That.
Yeah, I didn't even know that budget going in. Like, all I had when I first watched this movie, and I was saying it last night, too, about kind of this whole public domain thing, because that's kind of our theme. I'm pretty sure that Winnie the Pooh was one of the first, like, significant things to go to public domain. Because I think there's a big stream of them right now with, like, Popeye and Mickey Mouse and shit.
Yep.
It's kind of funny,
I think
though,
this was
Mickey
one
Mouse
of the first.
Doesn't look like Mickey Mouse. If you actually see that he looks ridiculous. But
in the whole stream, I think this was one of the first. So I remember when it first came a thing, I went in with hella high expectations because I'm like, okay, the first like Winnie the Pooh horror movie, this could be big. It's probably going to be. I was picturing it to be much bigger, so I had no idea what the budget was. But even after before I learned it, I was like, well, that kind of sucked.
Yeah, I give this one a 3 because I didn't really like this one a lot, but we'll see. Compared to the second one, I like the second one. The second one did all the things that I complained about the first one. So
I'd have to agree with that.
It held my attention, though. Like I enjoyed it. It was kind of funny watching some of the dumb stuff there. It probably would have gotten a little bit higher because I'm a big fan of like B dumb movies like that. But the characters, there was no like rapport with, like I didn't care about any of them.
Yeah.
There was none of it.
Yeah.
Like none of the girls really, except for one, that you really didn't get to know at all. The redhead with the piercings right off the start that apparently Winnie the Pooh wanted to rip her top off and then smash her head on a wood chipper or whatever that was.
Yeah.
So that chick who we didn't actually get to know anything about other than she clearly was seeming to be lazy and not on time. Because they were complaining on the phone, about why aren't you here?
Yeah. Where'd Donnie fall on this?
For the first one, I'm going like 4.5.
That's fair.
Like I said, I went in with high expectations on it anyway, so I was just kind of like really disappointed when I was watching it. But I think in general it just kind of I'll put it at a 5 just because like quality wise was way down for me, but I love that story idea of like Christopher Robin grew the fuck up and left, so there was no one to take care of the creatures of 100 Acre Woods or whatever.
Yeah.
So they just like cannibalized.
Right.
Well, they cannibalized Eeyore first.
Yeah, they ate Eeyore.
Right.
But they never
Say that 10 times
explained
fast.
the rabbit.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they ate the rabbit too, but they never said.
No. They just said
It's a real sick fucking premise though for a horror movie. I think that was a really good. They could have botched that so easy.
Yeah.
But
I feel like
they did it.
They botched it in a way, but I do really like that idea. Like that's a great premise.
Yeah.
And it made me wonder, like, they have all this time before this thing's going to hit public domain. Maybe we should be writing movies that are going to come out into public domain in like 3 years and start writing that story ahead of time. So
you got time.
Yeah. And then that story that's cool that they came up with, I don't know.
I think it was kind of one of the first ones though.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably had a few in the past, but that was one of the first big ones that was an actual loved character turned horror that I can think of. I mean, I'm sure there's more, but
I'm surprised like a bigger studio didn't want to get in on that.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is kind of shocking, isn't it?
But I was kind of surprised though, because like I said, it was like $100,000 and they grossed like, it was something like 7 mil.
Yeah.
So I mean, they made
did really well.
bank.
Yeah. 100,000 and 7.7 mil worldwide.
Almost 8 mil. That's
Almost
nuts.
8 mil, so
And they definitely poured that into the second one.
yes.
That's good.
It is so much better, and they use it. It's so tricky because I don't want to spoil a whole lot, but it's
fine.
second
like
one.
I said, go for it. I'm going to watch it regardless.
The second one justifies the first one being the way it is so well.
It does.
Because what they do, Dave, is so the events of the first one happened, but the movie in itself is in universe like a shitty movie that they made retelling the real events.
Oh,
so like
I
there
read
were
something
people
about
that
Yep.
Yeah.
there were people that those people died, and Christopher Robin, like that all happened. Just the first movie in this little series is the movie.
Yep.
Is the retelling of that. So you're kicked back into Christopher Robinson, whatever the fuck his name is.
Robin.
He's going back to town, and like this is I forget how many years past the first incident.
I don't remember.
But he goes back, and like nobody believes that Pooh and Piglet and all them are real.
Yep.
So like they all just think Christopher Robin killed a bunch of people. and
So is Christopher Robin alive in the second movie?
yes.
Well, that's kind of weird because he died in that one.
Yeah, that I thought that was kind of weird too. It took me a minute to like get my bearings on it, but
Okay.
he like goes back to town, and I didn't rewatch this, so I'm going off of like watching it a year ago, or whenever the fuck it came out. And he goes back and like that shit kind of resurfaces, but the second one has Tigger and Owl in it also.
Mm.
Yeah.
I liked that because apparently Tigger wasn't published for another year. And so in the first one, they couldn't use him. Is that what you just said?
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so they couldn't use him in the first one, but they could for the second one,
Yeah.
is what I was hearing today. So
I think these were only released like a year apart.
yeah.
So it wasn't public for Tigger then.
Correct.
Probably because he came later
Yeah.
in the Pooh series. So then he was okay.
Yep. And that was kind of one of my initial complaints for the first one was you really only get Pooh and Piglet. That's kind of it.
Yeah.
They
I
allude
was really
to-
hoping for the whole.
Yeah, Tigger
Shebang.
and is Thumper? Is that from this?
Thumper's from Bambi.
Oh, is that Bambi?
And I'm actually
Yeah.
excited for that movie that's going to
He's
be coming out.
always thumping.
Is that another upcoming movie?
Yeah, Bambi. It's
Oh,
a
wow.
killer deer. It looks entertaining.
Oh wow.
Isn't it coming out like real soon?
A month or two, maybe, or something like that.
No shit.
Mhm.
Wow, dude. All these crazy. Is this going to be like a subgenre of horror movie now?
I don't know, but we were kind of discussing. We were thinking,
Yeah.
let's do a couple more of these. You know, you were saying like maybe we start reaching into some of these.
One of
Whatever
the
you
picks
want to
that
call it.
we could do, depending if it's out, is they made a Peter Pan one.
Did they really?
Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
Wow.
Oh my God.
And is this shit released?
We should start writing these down because we'll have to do a pick. So the Blood and Honey one, it's good that we did 2 and 1, and then if there's other movies that have to be kind of in 2 and 1,
Wrapped up.
we could do those too
Yeah.
as 2 and 1.
There's
Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare is already it's out somewhere.
Oh, nice.
wow.
I'll have to see if we can find that one. Maybe we'll do that one after
I think we're watching Popeye next.
Popeye. Yeah, we'll try Popeye next.
I thought it was a good one. I'm excited to watch it again.
I haven't watched it yet, so I'm in for a surprise. I guess Opie, what do you rate the second one?
The second one, I would give a solid 7.
Me too. I was thinking the same thing.
That's exciting.
It's a solid 7.
Because it did, like, the main complaint would probably be the masks, right? Those
Yeah.
dumb rubber masks in the
Well,
first movie.
Like I said, I didn't really bother me because but Al, it bothered him a lot.
Me too.
But when he looked up like the budget, he said himself, he's like, wow, that doesn't really bother me anymore, knowing that
Yeah, knowing
this
that they
movie
had a
was
really
made
low
for
budget.
$100,000. It wasn't like a $10 million movie,
I
and that's
guess.
what they went with.
But here's another question I have is why stop at $100,000? Why don't you raise more money so you can make a better
Maybe
movie?
they couldn't.
I don't know, man.
There's some of them. I mean, it could have
Then
been
maybe-
crowdfunded.
Maybe you don't make the movie then. Because you can't complete your artistic vision and
Yeah.
you got hillbillies.
Well, I can tell you one
running
thing
around
though.
in a mask.
It's a good thing they made the movie because they made bank.
Yes, that's true. And they can
Yeah.
make the second one
Yeah,
in which they make the masks much better.
that's good.
Just think, we could start planning our little Dumbo horror movie right now.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Dumbo. Good one.
Killer
Fucking-
elephant, we can do
Yeah.
it. We can
Big-ass ears.
We can
Dumbo
get the
the
money
demon.
together.
Yeah, flying around with his ears, stomping people.
And find out that his soul was corrupted by a demon,
There you go. You know. What was
The
it in
Conjuring
this one?
Dumbo.
and he kills everybody in the circus.
In these movies, it's what experiments with DNA.
Yeah.
So you can go anywhere with it. Yeah. Maybe
Is that what this was about? Like the Pooh Bear, because I started watching a little bit. I got it like 2 minutes into it, and it kept kicking me out for saying another user, blah blah blah, that thing. But
Oh yeah. There was
does it explain how Pooh and them actually kind of came to be?
Fuck yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Because I assumed because they referenced that in the first movie about them being half bear, half human.
Yeah.
Because I knew they were going somewhere with that.
So, Dave, you know Terrifier, right?
Yes.
You watched the first Terrifier and you were like, okay, I'll accept this, but in the next one, you better give me some fucking answers. And they don't.
Which is kind of funny because we always laugh about the second one, about the sword that can kill everything, but can't kill a fucking thing.
Yep. No answers, just more questions.
Yep.
This one, they deliver. They're like, here's all the answers. Here's all the improvements.
That's nice.
From 1 to 2.
Because even in the third one, they bring up that goddamn sword so much. This sword, it's so important. It kills everything. But no matter who she fucking stabs with it, they don't die.
Yep. So you leave with no...
Then what's the point of it?
More questions.
Just use your imagination.
This one, from 1 to 2, is wonderful, though. They answer those questions.
Good. I'm glad. I'm excited to watch it tonight.
But those rubber masks, those were my...
Yeah, I couldn't get behind that. Even
they look too much like hillbillies in masks, in rubber masks.
That's exactly what it was. I'm like, this doesn't feel like any sort of monster. Like it's just, it's hard to take away from that. That's a dude in a rubber mask.
It could be a Wrong Turn movie.
I think Piglets looked a little better. Because it had more to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Where Pooh Bear, you could see the eyes way too much in the mouth, was too rubbery, like when he's eating his honey and stuff.
That one is a little and rubbery,
But you know what, Donnie? Actually kicked me down on mine to a 6. Because I did bring up the fact that the characters, nobody gave a crap about any of them.
We watched a movie recently where I hadn't watched it yet, and Al's like, trust me, you're not going to feel bad for any of the characters. And I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it was either. But this one, I didn't really care.
I'm going to name a bunch
None of them
characters.
Seem cool.
And see if you can remember any of them, okay?
Okay.
We got Maria, Jessica.
Okay, Maria.
Alice, Zoe, Laura, Mary, Tina, Charlene.
Oh yeah, that's all the women.
I'm trying to remember.
7
Tina,
women.
Was Tina the one that
You're asking the wrong
died
guy.
in the pool?
I don't know, dude. They were all just...
I can't remember. Like I said, the names...
Ladies.
Yeah.
Nice ladies. They all just ran.
Who was the redhead? Because she died like right away. Was that Zoe?
Fuck if I know, bro. I can't tell. That one's in black and white. I can't tell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the one with the piercings, you didn't really see her at all. I mean, she just showed up at 100 Acre Wood and was calling and was like, I have no idea where I'm at. And then,
there was that nice Instagram model in the hot tub doing her Instagrams.
I wasn't real fond of her.
Yeah. A lot of just nameless ladies that, they didn't develop any characters. They developed Christopher Robin.
Yes.
But that's about it.
And, well, kind of, I want to say who, the taller girl, it might have been Maria, if I remember right.
Oh, Kennetha?
Yeah. Tabitha. Yep. So
yeah, Talulu.
She had that old pervert that was trying to undress her.
Oh yeah.
So she had like a backstory. So I guess you kind of feel bad for her a little bit because it's like this creepy old perv keeps breaking in, like trying to get into her house and trying to take her top off. I mean, that sucks.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
I forgot about that. That actually you kind of feel for her.
Yeah.
And she's trying to get away from it and trying to not think about, her stalker perv guy. So she had the most, I think, out of any of them. Yeah. And it's still, I didn't care.
They killed every one of them. They all died.
Yeah, yep.
Brutally. It was pretty brutal.
I think the Instagram model one was probably one of the worst. When they ran her head over with the car.
Oh, yeah.
Just loved revving up that BMW.
That was silly.
Yeah, I don't know. That one.
Also, these are hillbillies in masks. Because how would Pooh Bear know how to drive that car? And he should have stopped on top of her head and squealed the tires. They missed that one.
He did.
Did he? Did he
Kinda.
burn out?
You heard the tire burn noise.
Okay.
But you didn't see it.
Yeah. Yeah, they were just kind of weak sauce on some of the kills too.
And
it could have been better.
And then Pooh talks.
Just once.
I don't know what the hell he said. I couldn't understand
He
it.
said you left. Those
Okay.
were his only
It was either
words.
you lie or you left.
It was, you left. And then in the next one, they talk a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very articulate, as a matter of fact.
Well, according to the first one, they weren't and had broken English.
I think that's because it was shitty masks that couldn't articulate. And they were like,
Yeah,
These guys just don't
100%.
talk.
Yeah.
but in the new
It's
ones.
not so much that the acting was bad, the prosthetics were bad, which made the acting bad.
Yeah. And I will say that the sound design, is that where you do all the sound effects? Because all the squishing and the stabbing and the...
It sounded fine.
Oh, yeah. It was very vivid and great. Not so much the score, but
I don't remember most of the score.
the crunching and the
But
squishing.
yeah, the
and
noises.
stabbing.
That was all right.
Ugh. It was very good.
And now, do they explain in the second one why Pooh Bear apparently can't die?
I don't
Yeah.
think so. Do they?
Because he got the
They've
crap
some
beat out
sort
of him
of
by
healing
pipes and
factor.
bats and all that crap, and
Okay.
he was barely even stunned from it.
It's part of the genetic mutation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I know
because
that's
he
not
got
like
hit-
specific.
He got hit
but
at like 80 miles an hour sandwiched between cars. And the part that made me laugh the most, though, there was one major inconsistency that I was like, When he got sandwiched between the cars,
Yep.
that car hit very hard and fast and smashed him between the other car.
Yep.
But when he goes to get out, he pushes the other car as if it were in neutral the whole time. You see the tires roll.
Really?
He pushes it easy. That bothered me just because of the fact that if he were to smash into that car at that speed, it would send that car flying too.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That's fair. I thought that was really strange too. I was like, how the fuck did he survive that?
Exactly. So that's what bothered me, because you see like the blood, and, like he's bleeding, and all of a sudden he's just like, hi.
Yep. They had CGI blood in this movie, in both of them. I don't like that.
Dumb.
Just use real fucking blood. It's corn syrup and goddamn red coloring.
Or
no,
some of those
that's
movies
corn
where they
syrup
use
and red food coloring. Real blood is real blood. Use real blood.
pig's blood
That's right.
until somebody gets sick from it.
Got to be authentic.
Yeah, real blood, real injuries.
What
We have
movie was that where
hospitals.
somebody got sick from pig's blood? Was that
Oh.
Evil Dead or something? They used blood and somebody actually got sick from it?
Maybe. I don't know that one.
That's the kind of shit that Al would answer if he were here.
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Well, he'll be here. I don't know if he's going to make it by the end of this, but
Well, fuck him.
yeah, he's
Fuck him.
Fuck 'em.
he's got to
Yeah.
deliver the mail.
So this was directed by Rise Frank Waterfield.
Rise, like RISE.
Yeah, look at that weird ass name. RHYS.
Reese.
Reese, I think.
Reese Frake, which is FRAKE. Frack Waterfield.
Frankie.
Frankie.
We'll call him Frankie.
We'll call him
Like
old-
Frankie,
old
but Frankie.
So yeah,
Frankie.
he's the one that made
Reese
the,
Frankie.
the Peter Pan movie.
He did that one too?
Yeah, which looks like it has 5 stars. It's a
Really?
yeah, 2025.
Well, I guess we're definitely topping the month off with that one.
Shit. Well,
Peter Pan, huh? Does it say where we can watch that one?
huh. It does look scary. It looks, at least this weird looking person looks terrifying. Right door by on Prime. Might be just like streaming right now. I don't know.
I'm sure it's some rent.
Yeah.
We gotta rent it. Bullshit.
Let's see what else. The effects
What is
were
it
good.
called? Just Peter Pan?
Hold
Peter
on.
Pan's Neverland Nightmare.
Oh, he was a producer of that film, not the director, but
Oh,
that's okay.
director Scott Chambers for that one.
What am I looking at? Did he direct this movie? Was that? He's a producer. He's not a director.
Yeah, he's a producer for the Peter Pan one.
Okay. And he did direct this Winnie the Pooh one. Okay. I wouldn't say there's like any standout performances or anything. The effects were really good. The sound design was super good.
Mm-hmm. It's so hard to like focus on the first one because it's just bad.
It is. Because when you
It's
watch the second
great.
one, especially if you watch it right after the first one, it's like, wow, okay. You really improved.
Yeah, that's why I was so insistent on like if we just watched the first one, it'd be like meh and we'd move on. But like knowing that the second one follows it the way it did, it's like okay, that just improves both of them.
Yeah. I loved it because you don't see this arc. You never see the movie like, and I heard the director in an interview say that he literally like looked at the complaints of the first movie and worked on that.
Be on Amazon.
You know? And
Yeah, which is fucking rare.
Yeah, so you never see that. So I love to highlight this movie having like such a good arc of like the first being bad, but the second one improving on all of its, flaws.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Like
Though.
you guys had these complaints. We're gonna address every last one, especially this one we keep seeing about these masks.
Yeah.
It's funny though, because like I said, it didn't really bother me. I mean, it just was what it was. It was in the movie.
I did because it took them from creatures to people. They looked too much like people.
Yeah.
So if you would have had
but I
a little
thought as far as the masks were, though, they were fairly well made. Because the mouth did move with his mouth, you know what I mean? So, like, they fit okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. The mask didn't really bother me that much. I mean, like I said, I don't mind stupid movies, so.
I didn't look at his hands.
I mean, I got a kick out of that dumb Yorkie werewolf movie.
Oh, gosh. I still have to watch that one.
Yeah, I missed that one.
Well, I could break it down for you.
Really was
easy.
the Yorkie a werewolf?
Monsters are against the Italian mafia.
You said this was going to be simple.
It is. That's what it is right there.
That's it?
The monsters versus the Italian mafia. But some of the monsters are worried about killing off the Italian mafia because then there won't be any more pasta. That is the premise of a... There is a lot more to it than that. Like, the guy who runs the mafia is actually a monster. He's a warlock.
I did not realize every time I eat spaghetti, I should be thanking the mafia. I always thought it was just like the country of Italy, but...
Yeah, it's a weird... It's funny. I get a kick out of it. They go to a gun store trying to buy bombs.
Okay, you can't do that here? Here in America? You can't buy bombs?
You would think.
Can you buy hand grenades?
No.
No.
I legally cannot purchase a hand grenade. Unless I were to get a very special license.
But in the
which
land
is very expensive,
free,
you can.
You can. If you know
you
where
can buy... Well, it's not so much that. It's you have to have like a special firearms license to even have like a full automatic, stuff like that. But it's very expensive. And then you have to pay like a yearly thing and stuff to keep it up. And
okay.
But yeah.
So, what else would we say about this movie?
I'd like to know a little bit more about the genetic stuff.
You'll get it.
Yeah,
like I said, you don't
you'll
have to
find out.
Yeah.
No, I will watch it. It's not going to ruin anything. You almost can't ruin a movie for me like
Okay.
that. Now, the type of movie that could be ruined is like The Game, because that ending is very important.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole whole
Okay.
point.
Exactly. See, like this, you could tell me the whole movie, and it's not going to ruin anything because I still want to watch it. It
Oh,
won't.
I'm trying to
So
remember what
essentially-
the fuck it was.
Yeah, I forget if it's like somebody's dad or whatever was like experimenting with the DNA of animals, and he was paying some guy to kidnap kids so that he could use them
Yeah.
on that experiment. Oh, and is it?
But why did he choose, like, say, a pig or a bear?
He's just experimenting with DNA.
Okay,
'cause
so
he's a
there was
crazy
no.
guy. And he's
there
got
was-
kids and animals, so.
Okay, so
And
there was no, like, okay, well, a bear has this. He wasn't trying to do a good thing. He was just experimenting.
I think he's trying, but they kind of
Just a general experimenting gone wrong kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not gone wrong. He was experimenting on the children, but
And there is a twist at the end with Pooh Bear and who Pooh Bear is.
yeah.
That's kind of
Should
exciting.
we say it, Donnie, or is that spoiling it too much?
That ain't going to bother
we'll
me.
We'll let Dave get
Okay,
that
we'll,
one.
we'll let it. All right, cool. But yeah,
It's a fun little twist.
yeah. So it's the neighborhood kids getting genetically modified, and
Yeah.
And how
turning
long
into
ago
freaks.
was that? As opposed to, like, Christopher Robin.
I want to say it's Christopher Robin's generation of kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't get caught up in that sweep of
But it's about the same age.
Yeah.
So when he was a young kid.
yeah.
So why are they in the woods?
Cause that's just where
Because they're creature people.
yeah, they're freaks, man.
But I mean, did the doctor just be like, shove them out there? Do they explain anything like that?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they do. It's a lot. They cover a lot of story in this.
Okay.
In the second one. They're answering sort of all the questions.
Yeah.
So, you get Tigger, and I think you get Eeyore. You get the owl, an owl guy. You get more characters, more makeup, more
Oh.
effects, more budget, just more everything in the second one.
They were in the woods because they were killed and buried out there, but they resurrected and dug themselves
That's
out.
it. That's right.
Oh,
That's what it was, yeah.
And it was ominous, like the earth.
So they all
helped
can regenerate,
get him out. Yeah.
kind of. So in other
Yeah.
words, Piglet isn't actually dead.
No, he's not. He's in the second one.
I didn't think so. Because if they all regenerate, then the hammer to the head. Because that's what we were laughing about. Because I'm like, wow, Piglet's kind of a bitch. He took a hammer to the head and took him out.
Yeah, I mean,
And
if
Pooh
any of them
Bear-
are going to be a bitch, it's Piglet, though.
Yeah.
Let's be
Oh,
honest.
yeah, but I'm just saying he got hit by a hammer.
The second one left me wondering if Piglet is going to be the Kenny of this franchise,
Oh, he dies again.
where he just dies every movie and comes
Yeah.
back. And it's like, he regenerates, guys. That's we're not going to
that
show
would
you. We're going to
Makes
tell you.
sense.
We're just going to show you by having this character just keep inexplicably coming back.
That's funny.
Yeah. Let's see what else. Yeah, you got the owl.
So did they explain Christopher at all then, Robin? Why he's alive? Because in the movie, in that, he dies. Is there any explanation? Did they just say, oh, well, because obviously that first one is just a movie in the second one,
Yeah.
right? So was it they took creative liberties in the movie to make him die?
That's what I'm guessing. I think that's just something you kind of infer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is just like, oh, that's a shitty horror movie in there, like how we will take real life events and just cut them up and make up shit just to make it entertaining. I would imagine they did the same
Here he
thing.
comes. I think
Here he
he's home.
comes.
Here he comes.
Yeah, and I think that had to do a little bit with the. Oh, I forgot what the fuck we were talking about because he's walking in right now. Hello, Alan. He's not saying anything. He's probably mad.
How was your mail delivery? So we just kind of started without you.
Yep, we've been talking about.
That's fine because I didn't even watch
The second one?
the second one. I started it.
I couldn't watch it either because every time I turned it on, it would kick me out and say another user is watching it. So I'm just like, oh my God. I went until almost 2 o'clock and it kept kicking me out saying somebody else is watching it. I'm just like, okay, I'll watch it tonight. And I've at least seen the first one.
Yeah.
So these guys can break down the second one a bit. And
Yeah.
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 It was much better than the first one. You guys are in for a treat. It'll answer all the questions.
I didn't have questions. There were no questions.
Well, this will answer all the things that you should have been questioning.
Yeah,
There's no questions.
this movie
to
will
ask.
give you questions and then give you the answer.
How do you feel about the masks, Al?
horse shit.
That's what we thought.
Yeah.
Poor Dave had to listen to me bitch about it the whole fucking first movie.
but then you felt kind of bad when you found out how much they.
I didn't feel bad at all. Like I said, this better be a low budget film.
And it was.
Yeah.
How would you like it if they improved? You think that would be cool?
I saw a little bit in the second one.
They improved.
I saw enough.
I got to see the first 2 minutes.
I saw where like Pooh Bear started growling, and I was like, okay, that's much better than the first fucking
He
mask.
growled at the end of the first one, too.
He
He
says,
basically just drooled.
he says, "Oh bother" in the second one.
Oh, God. That's
Oh,
who-
that's right.
Who was the bird guy in the second one?
Owl.
Oh,
Is Owl?
Owl. Jesus Christ. Did you see him, Dave?
no, I
Yeah,
haven't
right.
I wasn't able to watch. Like I said, I only watched the first part where they're flipping through the book, and it kept kicking me out. So I just said, "Screw
He
it."
doesn't look like an owl. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, owl, you mean raven?
Oh God, what was it?
Buzzard?
It was giving me like like the Broadway cats. You remember that? You ever see those? And they had those
Yeah.
terrible makeup with their nose flat, and they look.
Oh yeah,
That's what it
yeah.
was giving me vibes of. Was cats.
I mean, they tried.
Yeah,
They had $7 million to play with this time, so
it was much improved. It was way better.
That's a good thing.
I want to see. Let me look that up to see
And
how that.
when we
one-
do the close, I've already got it covered on here. That's why.
what do you mean?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I had something I wanted to do.
I've got something funny.
Does it have anything to do with the song that I played you when the movie was playing? Oh man, I loved that moment.
No, this is good too.
How much of this first one have you guys talked about?
Most of it.
Yeah.
Did you guys?
Yeah.
Things we might have missed. But,
You got any questions or comments there, guy?
Yeah, questions.
You said you don't have any questions about the first movie, none whatsoever.
It didn't raise any questions. It was pretty self-explanatory.
Even how Pooh Bear couldn't die.
Did you ever wonder where Tigger or
I did, but I assumed that in the second one, because it was like, and then he had to go talk to his friends or whatever, and I was like, haha, this is where they come into play. And then there was a weird bird guy who started talking, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck is
Is it the
happening.
first or the second one where they use Eeyore's tail as a whip? Was that the second one?
Oh, that was Eeyore's tail?
Yeah.
Was that the second one?
In the first one, they did that.
Oh, okay. It was the first then.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was Eeyore's tail. I just thought it was a
I thought it was
wad of
some
hair.
chick's hair.
Yeah.
No, it was Eeyore's
I thought they
tail.
just chopped off some chick's ponytail and
Yeah, I wonder would it be Maria or Jessica or Alice or Zoe or Laura or Mary or Tina or Charlene's? Which one? Who's fucking ponytail?
Literally
like
any
this?
of them, they all sound the same.
Did you like that all of them were only females that died?
No,
I guess.
Christopher Robin died too in
He did not.
the first one.
No, he did not.
I thought he killed him.
No, he fucked off. He killed that girl right in front of him, and then Christopher Robin ran away.
Oh, I thought
Because he was just
killed
stabbing her.
He
He was
did.
just stabbing her and
Oh,
stabbing
okay,
her and
maybe
What was
stabbing
up
her.
with that
For some
scene?
reason
I didn't
thought that
get
he
it.
went
What
after
was
him.
stopping Christopher Robin from going over there and intervening in his girlfriend's murder?
That wasn't his girlfriend.
slow girlfriend's murder. What?
That wasn't his girlfriend.
Who
Well,
the
the
fuck was
first
it
one.
then? The
That
very
was-
first one.
Oh, in the very okay, and that was his wife.
It's like he's standing on the other side of a car, just being like, "Hey, stop it! Don't do that!" And his girl's over there getting choked out.
Yeah,
That's what I would do.
yeah, he should have did something.
Stop it! Don't do that.
No,
I'm gonna write you a strongly worded letter.
He saw Pooh Bear and he was like, "Oh, hi, Mark."
Oh, hi, Mark. I swear to you, I didn't hit her. I did not.
Yeah. So I didn't like that at all. I thought that was really weak. I didn't understand it. Why wouldn't you go over there and sock that pig in the face? I can't be stuffing my face with donuts and talking to microphones.
Shove this in your mouth.
You.
I already ate one.
I had McDonald's on the way down here, so I'm stuffed.
Dave won't eat one. He's against sugar.
It's probably a good
I have a
thing.
little bit of sugar every now and then,
But
Healthy.
I don't do sugar.
do you guys remember the scene where they're in the pool and Piglet gets in the water and he's got his fucking sledgehammer,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Immediately when that scene started, the only song that was in my head was Pig from Coal Chamber.
You'd have to refresh me
Oh.
on that, I guess.
I'm gonna
Pig.
hang on. I'm gonna look this up and play it.
I hated that scene too because I was like, get the fuck out of that pool, you dummy. Like as soon as he gets in there, you can dip under the water, swim real fast,
And get up the other side.
get up out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let it play out, right? This is him getting in the water. And he's getting that sledgehammer ready, and
Well timed. Well,
it's like I grabbed my phone and I was like, Dave, this should be the
Well, he
soundtrack.
paused it first and then found the song and then started it up again and played the song.
how do you still have this in your brain for just like on tap when you hear a pig?
I don't know.
Listen to this.
That's a good point. Right?
Listen to this.
And then there's sweet pig.
Is that that's not the album?
No, this is like a redone
okay.
thing. They like redid some
Well, I guess
like
I
a
know
best
what I'm
of kind of
listening
thing.
to on my way home.
Yeah, well, I've been listening to Coal Chamber for the last couple days now.
Nice, dude.
I like Cold Chamber.
Oh yeah.
They're a good band.
But yeah, that should have been the soundtrack right there. Was this? I don't know. They dropped the ball on that.
Oh, we need your score, Al.
For the first
I
movie.
can only score the first
Yep,
one.
I can't do the second one yet either. I'm going to watch that tonight.
Yep.
And then we'll-
So like the only thing that really threw me off was the masks. And I was like, this better be a low budget movie. And to the point where I had to look it up. And so it was a distraction. So I'm giving it a 7.
Al, here's my
which is funny
defense
because that's
on that.
what I gave it at first.
Why think about Evil Dead? Why stop at $100,000? Would Sam Raimi stop, or would he keep? He would make a better movie than this.
You're putting this on the same ranking you
I'm
put
just saying-
Tremors.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tremors is great.
This wasn't a bad movie, and I loved the premise of it. I love that they capitalized on the moment the fucking copyright went up, so it was public domain, so they could fucking do it, and they had to get it out quick before somebody else did.
I love it too. I just had higher expectations.
Donnie, do you think after they watch the second one that could affect their score?
Well,
For the first,
you
and be
changed
like,
mine
oh.
to 6, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
What were you at?
7. But
that's what I'm saying.
But
But, if
the
you watch
reason-
the second one, you might be like, "Oh, I see why."
Or it might be
they
higher,
Could have done
but-
with the first one.
but
No, but it
just
was-
for Al, just so you know why I dropped a little bit, just because of the fact that none of the characters meant shit.
Yeah,
That was that's what, after we talked, that's why I said, nah, I got to put me down one more point, just because there was only one girl that even made any emotional connection, was the chick that had that weird rapey stalker that kept trying to undress her in a room and shit.
Yeah.
That's the only one that you had even the remotest connection to and feel bad about.
Yeah.
That's it. The rest of them,
What about
nobody
you?
cared.
You said your favorite one was the one with the glasses, the Velma looking lady.
Well, I said she was the only one that actually was like reasonable, throughout, and wasn't
Yeah.
like a dick.
Yeah.
The rest of them are just kind of like bitchy and whiny.
Like the one in the hot tub.
Yeah, she drove me. She was
One where I was like, you can get rid of her.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. And then the only other one was the redhead from the beginning that got thrown in the chipper.
I don't remember.
You missed that one because you went out for, I think, for a cigarette. And came back in. But yeah, she's the only one that she gets the shirt ripped off. She's topless, and then he beats her head off of the chipper, or whatever that thing is, and then throws her in it. But you don't know anything really about her,
It was funny because like I went out for a cigarette and then I came back in. I'm like, did I miss anything good? And he was like, no, tits.
There's like, what do you call that? What, senseless nudity?
Kind
Like
of
that.
Yeah.
He just rips that girl's shirt off for whatever reason. Whatever.
Well,
It's
at
so
first I
weird.
was like, okay, well, this is going to be a bunch of girls getting half naked throughout this movie just because of that scene. You
Yeah.
know, then I'm just like, okay, well, that's just going to be a bunch of gratuitous nudity.
Yeah, it's
For
gonna be a
no
low
point.
budget. Yeah.
And then none of that happened after that. Now, I was kind of stoked because I don't really care for that. It doesn't, if it's a part of the movie for whatever reason, that's fine. If there's some kind of a story behind why that happened, but there was none. It was just like, maybe she just wanted to show her tits in the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know, because none of the other ones did anything like that.
Not even the girl in the hot tub.
Maybe with $100,000 budget, they couldn't afford it.
Yeah, they probably paid her half of it.
So one of the things that I really liked about the movie is the scenery.
Oh, yeah.
I love the way that they did the coloring. Like the cinematography, I thought was really good.
Okay.
Like
okay.
when they were at the gas station, like the colors were just so vibrant. And then like, of course, like all the killing scenes were dark and like it was obviously planned that way to like show the contrast of like pre-murder and post-murder and scary and dark and evil versus going out to have a fun adventure. I honestly thought that those guys at the end of the movie, like from the gas station, were gonna be like somehow a part of Winnie the Pooh's
That's kind of what it
murder spree.
seemed like.
Right? Yeah.
Was it the first one where the three dudes went and tried to beat the shit out of Pooh?
Yeah.
It was
Okay,
more
that
than
was
three. I think it was four.
I think it was
Okay,
four
four.
too. But yeah, I thought like when, because you see so many movies where they're like in the middle of the street and a car pulls up, they're like, save me. And they're like, we're going to save you. And then they're like, ha ha.
Tool up, boys.
Yeah. I did like
Now,
that scene.
remember, you said tool up, boys. This is filmed in England.
Yep.
In like East Sussex or something like that.
Yeah, actually, it was filmed at the location that the original, what is it?
100 Acre Woods was inspired from.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Didn't know
So
that.
yeah, and so they put the time in to do that. They did their research on, Winnie the Pooh and stuff from like 1926. So like, yeah, this movie is
Just pulled
pretty
that one
damn
out of
good,
your-
and I don't give a shit if Donnie's gonna be a fucking hater the whole time.
He's not the only hater. I hated this movie too. Them rubber masks were stupid. It took you from a creature to a hillbilly in a mask.
Okay, so
Yeah.
here's the thing, though. You're saying it takes you from a creature to a hillbilly in a mask, but you're remembering that it comes from a cartoon.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be a bear, not a.
Is he supposed to be a bear? Because he was wearing clothes.
Is he
That's-
supposed to be a bear?
He was.
He's not supposed to wear
If
pants.
this was really going to be Winnie the Pooh, yeah, there should be no fucking pants.
He's supposed to be a bear because he was wearing overalls.
He's supposed to be a free ball in it.
He did the Super Bowl shuffle.
You think Winnie the Pooh is a
well, kind of.
boxer guy or a brief guy?
He needs a red shirt.
Perhaps
He needs
boxer
a red
briefs?
shirt and no pants.
Yep.
However, he was wearing overalls and a plaid fucking shirt. So
Typical hillbilly shit. He should have been balls swinging.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. But you know what?
With a
We're gonna
tiny-
go with
A
the
tiny little shirt. a
the
tiny
movie,
little red
and we
shirt.
also have to remember.
I don't think I
What do they call it,
really.
a crop top?
I didn't really
Just a
need to
crop
see
top.
that, but I've seen worse.
Pudgy. Maybe you can make his belly so big that it hangs over his shit. Then you're not looking at it.
his fupa.
And you can see his little ass from the back, you know. But it's fuzzy, so it's okay.
Yeah, because it would have been creepier if he was cute and a murderer
Yeah, see? I could
instead of trying to make him look
I think-
scary.
I think they rushed this. I think they should have
They
put
definitely rushed it. They had to.
No, I don't know, man.
They had to get this shit out so that they could claim it, and then they were
Because
like,
if somebody else would have made it before them. See, that's why,
guess.
like you were saying,
it's
that
a
does
race.
make a lot of sense, though.
Yeah, that makes sense with the budget though. If they're like, we just gotta we gotta pump it out. We gotta get it out there.
And that's the difference between this and Evil Dead. Evil Dead's original, and they were like,
yep, and they had all the time in the world.
Yeah.
And this is like a race against time. Okay, because these movies are coming out. Peter Pan, Popeye, Mickey Mouse,
Yep.
Winnie the Pooh, they're all coming out.
Bambi.
Bambi.
This
Yep.
is not going to raise my score, but you are making a good case.
So you're sticking on a 3?
Yeah.
Oh god damn, you guys are a 3. What are you at, Donnie?
I'll get there. Are you keeping your 7 for the second?
Me?
Me?
No,
I,
Opie.
yeah. I'm going to say yes, because I enjoyed it. It answered all my...
Okay.
I love the arc. I love the arc of these two movies.
So do you think they should be hand in hand?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, there's supposed to be a third, and I'm excited to see it.
And
Yeah.
that's even, you know what? Opie, you should give this first one a little bump in your fucking raise. Give it a fucking 4 at least.
Oh!
For starting a franchise.
You know what? I'm going to give it a 5. I'm going to bump it up to a 5 because it's a movie inside of a movie, and they covered that
Okay.
so flawlessly that I'm going to bump it up. That's how
second one
That's
is?
how well the second one explains the first one.
So the first movie, from what I've gathered from them talking, they were kind of explaining it. Is the second one is all about the first movie was just a movie.
Okay.
That's why the mask, everything was shitty.
Like
It was a movie.
Blair Witch and Blair Witch 2.
I
No.
don't know.
No.
There's not
Think
enough. There wasn't enough
Scream-
naked dancing and fucking in this movie.
Do you remember those movies Stab and Scream?
Okay.
It's like you just watched Stab. And so then you're going to watch
No, that doesn't make any sense.
The first.
I'm
so
thinking
basically,
like
This isn't
the
making any
first
sense.
one.
the second movie, right? The concept is the first movie was a movie in that movie.
Yeah, but
they
that's not-
made that movie
No,
as
I
a
mean,
tribute
yes,
to
but
what
no.
happened.
Me finish.
Okay.
So,
Donnie can explain it.
okay, fine. Donnie, go.
So the events of the first movie did happen, but the first movie of itself is in universe like a shitty retelling of those events. But Christopher Robin.
Singular.
Christopher Robin was in those, like, that shit happened with those people at that time, and in reality it was caused from the Winnie the Pooh crew, but nobody believes
It's the Pooh
that
crew.
they exist. So nobody believes the Pooh crew exists. So they just think that like Christopher Robin did it.
Yeah, and got away with it. One of those situations.
Yeah.
Like he's the Zodiac. He's that guy who,
I kind of caught
Yeah.
that from the intro part, right? Where they were like, and then there's some people who do believe it, and they went out to go look for it, and they were like burning down the forest and shit, and going on hunting trips. And like where I was at, I think was when there was like I was falling asleep, right? And I woke up to like some big burly dudes firing a shotgun off and being like, "Ah, get out here! We're fucking
Yeah.
bear." And I was like, okay, pause. I'm falling asleep. I can't.
It's a good one. Second one's real good.
Because I was
Yeah.
gonna say it doesn't make any sense because they were calling Christopher Robin a murderer, saying like he fucking did it, and like they spray painted on his car,
Yep.
and his dad's like, "Sorry, bro."
That is rough. It is an
was trying-
interesting scenario.
I was
Like,
trying to clean this up before you got here.
you know, can you imagine if you were and that's one of the questions you always have at the end of these movies. Like, wouldn't you get fucking arrested because you just are around all these fucking dead bodies?
Yeah, that's one of my
You
favorite things. Is like, because then they're like, there's always like one sole survivor who's just bloody and bashed, and then like it's the cops showing up, and you're like, movie's over, and you're like, well, how the fuck do you explain that?
Yeah. And this they do. They were like, did you do this? And they couldn't prove it. So, you know,
How did they find the bodies?
I don't know. Didn't they just
Because if they go out into these woods,
yeah,
they
with their
would
eyesight?
they would have found Pooh's crew's habitat.
The Pooh's Cruise habitat.
They were well hidden,
yeah,
maybe.
they're like really good at that shit, hiding from society.
Yeah. I mean, animals in the woods.
That's red.
Come on.
Yeah,
Because it'll be easier you doing
he,
it. than
he
me
just
trying to do
they
it.
just go to all fours and kind of crawl around, and
And
people are
pretend.
like, "Oh, that's a bear." That's
They're
not-
like, it's peculiar that grizzly bear's wearing a red shirt, but yeah, it's a bear.
yeah, bears are crazy.
Even though they're like 10 feet fucking tall.
And has a rubber head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't question it.
And Piglet's got like
Just
a
accept it.
fucking. He doesn't look like a pig at all.
I mean he does. He looks like a
Looks
boar.
like a boar.
Yeah,
Was Piglet a boar? No, Piglet was a piglet.
yeah, but he was a piglet because
Yeah,
he
but
was just a little baby piglet.
A boar
You know?
and a pig are the
Yeah,
exact
but it was
same
only-
species.
This is adult piglet. You know,
Yeah.
you skipped right
It
over
don't
his-
actually matter because
his awkward
a pig
teenage
and a
phase.
boar are exactly the same species. If you
Dave,
take,
I don't need a lesson on pigs.
I'm just saying they're the same thing. If you take a domestic pig and throw it out in the woods on its own, it will grow tusks and grow hair, spiny. It'll look just like a boar.
Yep.
Yep.
And it will bore you.
Why the
happened to
fuck
me
did they
once.
have to eat Eeyore?
Because they were
Because
hungry.
he's so
Winter came.
depressing. He was probably
Yeah.
like,
Winter was
"Eat me,
coming.
guys.
I bet he was like,
We're hungry.
Because he's always fucking depressed. Who wants that
He was
around?
probably
That
like,
guy.
Christopher Robin didn't mean it.
They were
Like,
like,
"Fuck
they were
you."
like, we need to eat someone, and Tigger's like, "Hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo."
Was Tigger in this one? In the
He's-
second one?
Yeah, he's in the second
Oh
one.
yeah,
just see him
he
sitting there.
fucking slays, dude.
It's okay, guys. You can eat me.
Where, kill me first, guys. Was the bunny rabbit guy in there?
No.
No, I think he got eaten. It doesn't really show him in the first one either, but
Yeah.
those are the only two
Or
that are left.
is he in
So
the second one?
is the rabbit in the
No,
second?
he wasn't in. Like, I'm saying because like not all of them were in the like they weren't all dead in the first one.
Eeyore was dead.
Eeyore was dead.
Yes. And the rabbit was there, but just it was never in the movie. In the cartoony portion in the beginning, he
Yeah.
was there, but it never explains him or anything about the
Yeah.
rabbit later.
So
At least that I didn't catch.
So when he was taking his wife Christopher Robin in the first one, is it like a tour to like be like, hey, check it out, I'm not fucking crazy. This thing's real. I wasn't making it up. And she's like, sure thing, buddy, right? And then they come into their little campsite where apparently the fucking Pooh Bear and Piglet decided to steal a bunch of Airstream trailers.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah, those are fucking
They
expensive.
got their nice little gypsy town set up.
Yeah, and so there was a grave site for Eeyore.
Yep.
So like R.I.P. Eeyore, and she looked right at it, and I'm like, don't you think that's enough proof for her to at least entertain the thought that it might be real?
Yeah, but he's got a show her, so
He's got-
because she got there and was like, I don't like this. We got to get out of here.
yeah,
You know, and he's like, no.
he's like, they're my
buddies.
friends.
My buddies. They just live.
That's where the
like
skulls everywhere. of
trash.
Dead things and people, and
Yeah,
best to get out of there.
Yeah, dude.
Because
and-
whether you think he's there or not, That just shows bad things are there.
If a guy takes you out into the woods to show you his imaginary friends, and you get there and there's skulls,
Get out.
you're gonna
That's
die.
a red
You're
flag.
gonna die. He's
You
gonna
should-
kill you.
You should rephrase
What?
the way you put that, because clearly they're not imaginary.
Well, she thinks they are.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what he
right.
was going from her point of view. Like,
I know. I was.
What
just
if I
pointing out
told
the fact
you-
that they started killing people?
That I knew a giraffe, a rhino, and a jellyfish that live in the woods. Would you follow me out to the woods?
Absolutely,
If
I
you're-
would.
If
Really?
you're bringing me to
But
see anything that
if you
call
if you
Winnie
truly
the Pooh,
believe
I'm-
that, if you truly believe that, and we're like, no, I'm dead serious. I grew up with these. They hang out in the woods. I would totally follow you out there to see this, whether it was real or not. I wouldn't care. I would just want to see
A
what
giraffe,
happened.
a
I
rhino,
don't
and a
know
jellyfish.
if you guys mentioned this or not, but it was one of my favorite moments of Dave being like, "Holy shit!" Right? And it's when when she's like, "I think I have a gun somewhere," and she's searching around for it.
Yeah.
You guys talk about that?
No, we didn't.
Oh my god, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
So she's searching around for this gun. I'm waiting for Dave's. Yeah,
He's
came
getting
through.
a call from Darth Vader.
Yeah, but
I'll call him back in a minute.
okay. I remember that used to be his mom's ringtone, so it was just like dun 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 dun. You got it? Okay. So she's searching around for this gun.
Yep.
And in my head, I'm thinking it's like a little fucking pocket size, concealed
purse,
carry
yeah.
purse gun. And she pulls out this fucking huge revolver out of a drawer.
Yeah.
And both me and Dave were like, God damn.
Holy
I have a gun. I totally spaced this fucking.
Yeah, of which she only had one bullet.
Yeah. Yeah, I really didn't like that one girl who called out Piglet, and she got all brave and was like, I'm going to fucking shoot him.
Yeah.
You better know you've got lots of bullets.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
check that stuff. That was really stupid.
Yeah.
Because then in front of your friends who are like, don't do that. Now you look like a fool, and you're going to die.
Yeah.
So
And then she did.
it's just stupid. It makes you look stupid before you die. You don't want to do that. You want to look cool when you die. That's the goal.
It just made me think, have you ever seen the second Super Troopers?
Yes, but I don't remember too much of it.
It's right in the beginning where Mac dies and he gets ejected from the bus and into a tree, and they're like, oh man, look, they even die cool, and he's like holds his thumb out.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
have to find that scene.
Nice.
But yeah.
This was a cool hour and 33 minutes.
Yeah,
They were fun
not a bad
movies.
not a bad runtime.
Yeah, I like that because I feel like we just watched one that was 2 hours
We did.
and it was shocking. What was it? It was the Mothman Prophecies.
Mothman
It was
Prophecies.
2 hours. Fuck.
But it was good. That was good.
Might be the best 2-hour movie I've scored.
You really liked that one.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah,
good
we
one.
all rated that around the same,
Yeah.
like within a point.
Right? Yeah.
Did you guys cover much of the second one before I got here?
Not
really,
terribly,
yeah.
just kind of
Dave had some
talking about how it
questions.
paired in with the first one
What kind
and
of questions did
spoiled
Dave
some
have?
stuff.
About the creation of the little guys and how they got created and
Like originally in lore, like
in this movie.
where Piglet came from and where
Why are these freaks look like hillbillies in masks? Why is that? It's because they were genetically modified by some weirdo who was kidnapping children. You'll see.
interesting.
It'll answer all the questions. I think it has, how Terrifier is like one movie to the next, you don't answer any questions.
Yeah.
This one, they answer questions. So I like the arc. It's, it explains stuff.
And you're excited for the third one?
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if they'll bring in some other weird character in the third
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, they'll bring in the fucking Smurfs or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kanga and Rue.
When the fuck are the Smurfs gonna be a horror movie?
That's a good question. Maybe we got to start planning for that.
That's a good, like, that'd be an interesting one. You got a bunch of Smurfs just like,
Oh yeah, we were talking about making a Dumbo horror movie.
Right? Yeah.
why the fuck? How are you gonna make Dumbo? He's just an elephant.
He's got big ears.
We're gonna,
He can fly.
he's got
Yeah.
big ears, kills the circus,
Yeah.
genetically modified.
Right? Maybe he's possessed by a demon.
What was that
maybe-
elephant that was like historically electrocuted to death by Edison?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yes. I should know it because Bob's Burgers.
Oh yeah.
Edison. He's the man to get us into this century. And then menace me. Autopsy at my
Topsy.
autopsy. There you go.
It's weird that you have that memorized.
Yeah.
Crazy
You
pull
watch
for
that?
a horror podcast.
Topsy at my autopsy.
Yeah. Thanks, Bob's Burgers, for teaching me that.
Yeah.
And teaching me that Tesla's a dick.
Not Tesla. Edison.
Edison's a dick. Tesla's a good guy?
Yeah.
He was like positive.
He probably did some fucked up shit too. Who knows?
Probably. He probably kidnapped children and genetically modified them.
Turned him into.
Yeah,
Weird animals. And
turn
just,
them into their own poos.
and then just bailed on them.
I just learned, Dave, that there were children that were kidnapped and genetically modified to become bouncy tiger people.
That's right.
In some
That's what they were
cases,
saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
other cases, they turned into
And-
weird raven,
It was,
owl kind of people.
It was about an auction that I'm bidding on.
Okay. Opie just sang for us.
Oh.
They'll
Nice.
say,
You missed a lot, dude.
Autopsy at my autopsy. You got to kind
That's actually something, speaking of autopsy, that's one that Donnie actually has to watch, I think. Autopsy of Jane Doe.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
I've seen that before. I didn't do it with you guys. But
Oh, you have
yeah,
seen it
I
then?
agree. It's a really good one.
I like that one. That was good.
Really simple, but really good.
Yeah, I like that. That was a good one. So what else do we got for this? Any other questions? Anything you can think of?
Not much. Al didn't have any questions.
No, I didn't have any questions. The movie explained itself. It was fucking
Well,
brilliant.
there was one thing that didn't really explain that, like I was talking about, was Pooh getting rammed by that car at like 80 miles an hour and it didn't hardly phase him.
Because he's genetically modified like a fucking little child.
You didn't know that, though.
It doesn't matter. He's not a fucking real fucking thing. He's a goddamn bear in overalls. He's an imaginary friend, apparently, that can fight. Like, of course, he's not going to get affected by a car.
Who is Kanga?
I don't know. What are you Googling over
Rue's
there?
mother, dog.
Rue.
Rue's mom?
Yeah.
And what the hell's
Kanga
Rue?
and Rue. Kanga's the
Oh, wow.
yeah,
So
Kanga's the mother of Rue.
Okay. So there's
Yeah.
two, and a rabbit, and an owl,
Mm-hmm.
and a gopher? Oh, boy.
I don't remember the gopher.
Minor
Oh,
cat.
bother.
There's bees and Huffalo.
Oh, yeah. Did you guys
Oh,
mention?
the Huffalump.
What the fuck
I
is
remember that name. I just don't know what
It's
it
an
is.
elephant-like creature.
Did you guys mention the fact that Winnie the Pooh could summon bees?
Oh, we forgot about that.
Yeah. Okay, that's bumping up my score.
Yeah, I forgot about that. When that guy was running, he was just like,
Yep, and then a
Bees
swarm
went
of
after
bees
him.
got him.
yeah.
Dude, I always
I forgot
support that
about that.
ridiculous shit. Right when I see it comes on screen, I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, Dave was just like, well, he can summon bees. And I was like, fuck yeah, he can.
Yeah.
That's
Dave's
kinda
always like face palming over that shit. And I'm just like,
He didn't seem
"Whoa."
upset about it. He was just like, all right, that happened. Cool.
Yeah, I guess he can summon bees.
I
I'd
guess-
like to have seen that a little more in the movie, but
He didn't need to until then.
him and Candyman.
That dude was a fucking tank.
yeah.
We got Uncle Robert, the Baxon, Jaguars,
What are you?
and Woozies.
What the fuck are you babbling about?
These are things to look forward to in the
Oh,
third
for
film.
like the third one,
Yeah.
perhaps.
A woozy, a weasel-like creature.
Huh.
And a
Hey, who
jaguar.
created the original stuff?
They said the writers, but
It was
I can't remember.
J.K. Rowling.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And Anne
And,
Rice.
And Stephen King.
A. Milne and E.H. Shepard.
One of these times, Dave's gonna have a camera in here. You know that, right? Dave is planning on putting a camera in here so we can film you
Good.
and all your physical comedy you do.
What did I miss?
Oh, just innuendos
Yep. He made some hand gestures.
about two guys making
Classic.
a cartoon together.
Yep.
Oh, Winnie the Pooh. Al, explain Winnie the Pooh to me. Why the fuck is it Winnie the Pooh?
What is a Pooh
What
bear?
is the Pooh?
Google that. What is a Pooh bear? Because that will explain it. Because Winnie the Pooh. His name's Winnie, but he's the Pooh bear.
Yeah,
whatever
well,
Pooh
what's
bear
a
is.
teddy? For a teddy bear. Why is it a teddy?
That's Teddy Roosevelt. You didn't know that?
I don't know.
That's a true thing. Teddy Roosevelt was scared one night, and everybody in the country was like, "Oh no, the president's scared. We should make him little stuffed animals." And they made him bears, and they all sent him in. And now they're called teddy bears.
Don't know if that's true or not.
That is absolutely not true.
Why is Winnie the Pooh called Pooh? By Simon Brew.
Oh, there's a whole ass article, huh?
There's a lot. I've been reading this all the time, and I still haven't found the answer.
It's the answer is back in the 1920s. In fact, when it first introduced, Millie and Winnie weren't
There's a
wasn't even
Millie?
Winnie. Initially, he went by the name Edward Bear before changing to Winnie in time for that aforementioned official 1926. The Winnie part of the name came from a visit to the London Zoo where Milne saw a black bear who had been named after the city of Winnipeg, Canada.
Okay.
In the book, oh, Jesus Christ.
Cheese and rice.
So, named Pooh, explaining that this is a very fine name for a swan because if you can call him and he doesn't come, which is the thing.
What are you
swans are good
saying?
at, then you can pretend that you are just saying Pooh. What the fuck?
I'm reading that it was like Pooh was the name of a swan in something.
Yeah. And then if the swan doesn't come because swans don't come when you call them, it just sounds like you're yelling Pooh.
So it has nothing to do with an actual bear, or like a type of bear or anything, like teddy bear, Pooh bear.
Apparently not.
So, in other words, the whole Pooh thing could actually just mean shit.
What? What a dumb thing. Why did I even read that? I should have just not tried to know that information. Does reading ever confuse anybody else?
Why are you asking?
Every time I do it.
Yeah, that's me every time I read it. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't think I can read.
You want me to ask AI and see if they give us a straight answer?
That could be fun. We should try that. They might give us a real good answer. Because what the hell is the Pooh? It's just like you're naming somebody after fecal matter.
It doesn't matter. No, because POO would be fecal matter. POOH is cute and fluffy.
Is that like the difference between FAT fat and PHAT fat?
And thick, THICK and THICC.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what is like a Pookie bear? What is that the same thing?
Sure.
No.
What's Pookie?
POOKIE. That's different. There's no H.
What is it though? What's a Pookie? What's Pookie?
That's just a cute thing that somebody said one time.
What's Pooh? POOH. That's another just.
It's like
That's
poof.
the question.
And are these two things are Pooh and Pookie related,
Why the fuck do we care?
or is it Pooh is closer?
This
it
is
closer
a
to
weird
poop?
fucking
Okay.
Or is it
breakdown
closer
we're
to
getting into.
Pookie? Is it a cute or a
Why
disgusting?
don't you
Okay.
listen to Dave?
All right.
You actually had it with the swan thing?
I don't even know what the fuck he said about swans.
Is something about
I know-
poop?
No. The person, Christopher Robin, apparently was actually a real person. And they knew there was a young swan that would actually hang around the countryside outings where he was at, and he called it Pooh. So that's where the name Pooh Bear came from.
All right.
It's just because he
still
named the
naming
swan
something
Pooh.
Pooh.
Stop. It's just a little kid who was like, Pooh, Pooh. Let him have it. Why are you going to fight it?
I don't know. I guess it's just weird.
Well, you got to try to logic it. Little kids say shit all the time.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Yep, that was the name of the swan. They called it Pooh. Interesting.
So now it's Winnie the Pooh because of Winnipeg, Canada, and a swan,
Winnie Swan.
Very silly.
which turned into a bear that kills people. That's where we're at today.
So
Eats
next,
honey and people and summons
That's where we're at
bees.
today.
I like the summoning bees thing. That's
And whatever the fuck Eeyore was, he ate that.
He was a donkey.
Yeah, they survived on him all winter apparently too.
Yeah.
Those idiots couldn't find their own fucking food. They needed a little boy to get it for them.
I just pictured them
Idiots.
like roaming the
Well,
woods like Teletubbies, just
they
bouncing off
were
trees
getting
and
their own
shit.
food initially, but because he was there for many years feeding them, they just stopped getting food because he would bring it.
Oh,
They kind of alluded
Oh,
to that
that's
in the
right.
first one.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's
because
they're
then
idiots,
They
dum dums.
he didn't come back, so they never bothered getting food or getting ready. You know,
They
food.
never bothered.
bothered.
Very nice. Very nice.
Wow.
Hold on.
What are you looking up?
Oh bother!
Did they say that in the movie? Because they were like, oh, bother. Squirt.
Yeah,
He's all
those
like,
sounds
"Oh,
are in
bother,
the movie.
bitch."
Yep. Wait, no, he's not Freddy.
There's some bitches in this movie.
What does that mean? What kind of sexist ass shit was
There's
that to
some
say?
bitches.
Well, there's some bitches in this first fucking movie. Here, let me name them. I'm gonna name them off again.
I'm going to tell your wife
Okay?
you said that.
Here's some bitches: Maria, Jessica, Alice, Zoe, Laura, Mary,
And that's
Tina,
Mambo number 5.
Charlene. Yeah. Marlene, Jessica, Alice, Zoe.
A little bit of Jessica in my life. A little bit of Zoe's gonna die.
That's how I remember the song.
Yeah, dog.
So next week we're doing Popeye, Al.
Oh,
made the decision.
bother.
Oh, bother is right.
Oh my God. Did we still have Donnie's spinach?
It's in my car.
No, he
Oh, okay.
You
That is
guys
an
gave it to me when I was
old
up,
can of
and every
spinach.
time I go in my back seat, I'm like, why do I still have this fucking thing?
You have
This
to
is
keep
why.
it. That's the best part about it.
Yep,
It's
you-
been in that cupboard for years.
You
We
pass
kept seeing
that
it
down to
lap-
your.
Yep, you have to keep it and pass it down to somebody. Even if it's like a nephew or something, you have to
What's
give him that can
crazy-
of spinach.
On your deathbed, too. You
Yep.
will it over.
What's crazy is I now have we have this passing spinach thing. I also have a passing giant ass can of pinto beans with some other friends that we do the same shit with. Both are in my car right now, and it's driving me nuts. I have the curse.
Wait, you're just collecting canned goods?
Yeah,
Hey.
like give them to other people. I'm like, here, you have to take this as it's a joke, and then I get got. They get me back, and then I'm just too lazy to do anything with it.
All
Hey,
right.
if you get stranded in your car,
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
not safe to eat.
what?
Oh no!
Definitely not.
spinach?
It's like
God,
expired
no.
in like 2016.
You gotta wait
I was just
until
gonna
that
say, that's-
spinach can is so decrepit you could squeeze it and it'll pop out.
And you can do it
Yeah.
just like Popeye,
That's the
Yeah.
idea.
Right? Yeah.
except you don't want to eat it.
It'll be
Although
green
it being
slime.
canned like that, it very well could be still good. I just wouldn't try
Yeah.
it.
It's definitely still good.
But all right, I think we should shut her down.
Okay.
It's funny because I pulled up Cold Chamber to play that song.
This is great.
No,
though.
I'm not going to play Cold Chamber. I just
already
wanted to
did.
mention that like
That's
my YouTube is up, and so it has like the suggested shit on the
Oh,
side.
yeah.
And Froggy Fresh Dunked On is on that list.
my
Oh,
I
hell
forgot
yeah.
about that.
Froggy Fresh.
I love that song.
We'll find a use for that on a movie.
Yeah.
Why is James crying?
Because he just got dunked on.
Oh gosh.
I ain't even lying.
Oh, Opie, you're missing out on the best song there ever was.
Have you heard that song yet?
I don't think I've heard that
We'll
one.
play it.
I've
We'll
heard
play
some
it
Froggy
after
Fresh, though.
after we close and stop recording. We'll fire that up
Yeah.
All right.
so you can hear it.
Yeah,
I'm really nervous to see whatever this is that Dave has
funny,
picked
they've
up
already
here.
heard it.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Let's shut her down and Popeye next
We
week.
Yeah.
do we need to
Bye.
update any ratings?
Nah,
No.
I'm staying
they're
about
good.
where I'm at.
No, I'm good at 7, bro.
Did we change mine to a 5?
Yep.
We sure
Pump them
did.
shits up.
All right.
Pump that shit
Let's
up.
stick with
It
the-
started a
Opie, we're
franchise.
both 5 and 7.
Nice.
We
5 and 7.
started
Yeah.
a franchise.
I am 5'7". 5'8" on a good day.
Shit.
All right.
All right. Goodbye.
Until then. Bye-bye.
Meh.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Christopher, how I've missed you. Remember your best friend we got around? Not so imaginary. Oh, now you left us in the woods while you got old. We just got a little feral. I'm a damn bear, I'ma act like one. I'll tear up your ass like a Jules Jordan. You wanna play some broomsticks? Go and throw them home. Pick a big axe, you're pretty bold. It's 100 acre woods, it's your old stomping ground. A few things have changed.
Winnie the Pooh.
What the fuck did I just listen to?